Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to show you my no foundation makeup look, which is this look on my face right now. I have no foundation on, just concealer and some cream products, some powders, all that good stuff. I've seen a lot of people do this type of video recently, and I wanted to do my take on it just because a lot of the videos I've seen, I feel like people already have pretty flawless skin to begin with. They maybe have some pores and some textures, but I personally have some acne, some blemishes. I got acne scars. I do have dermatillomania, which means that I kind of obsessively pick up my skin. So here is my skin before, and here's what it looks like after with no foundation. So if you want to see how I got this whole makeup look, go ahead and keep on watching. All right, let's get started. I have absolutely nothing on my skin right now. I just did my skincare and my sunscreen about an hour ago, so I am ready to apply some makeup. I'm just gonna quickly zoom in to show you my skin before and what I'm working with here. As you can see, I have some blemishes, I have some scars, and just for reference, I do have dry skin, so I will be using more kind of glowy and a lot of cream products today. If you have oily skin, some of these products might not work for you. I'm gonna start with the Saie Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. And I'm gonna kind of use this as my primer, so I'm just taking a pump in my hands and applying that on my face just because I love the glow that it gives underneath my makeup. And so the product that's kind of the star of the show today is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This is my favorite full coverage concealer. I use the shade Vanilla when I'm fair. You can see I have used so much of this product. I love it so much for covering up my blemishes. And I think the key for doing this no foundation look when you have some spots to cover is to use a fluffy concealer brush so you can blend out the edges, because you don't want like a harsh line of the concealer because you want it to look like it blends nicely into the skin, right? So for my brush, I'm using the Sigma F64 concealer brush, and I'm just going to lightly pat my brush in the concealer like that, and I'm just going to start to dot it on these little blemishes. So right now I'm just focusing on the blemishes. I'm not really worried about my eye area right now. I'm just going to do half my face at first so you can kind of see the difference here. Spot right here under my eyebrow. It's kind of crazy how much different my skin looks with just this one product. Like, it just beautifully covers everything up, but it's not like, it's not cakey, it's not too much. The edges are nice and blended. Like, this just looks so good to me. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to apply my Sigma Under Eye Corrector in light medium. Because I am really fair today, I'm just going to use this lighter shade right here on my Sephora number 71 brush. And again, I'm just going to do half my face to show you the difference. And I'm just patting this right under my eyes where I have some kind of bluish dark circles. I'm also gonna go a little bit on my lid too. Like, already I feel like that's such a huge difference with just those two products. So here is the before and after. So again, I'm picking up some more of my concealer and buffing that into my blemishes. I really like doing this makeup look when I have no fake tan on, like today when I'm super fair, just because I kind of have a hard time shade matching myself with my natural skin color like this. And I find that if I do try to wear a foundation, it just looks like too much. So I love having this option of just doing a concealer look and just cover up the little blemishes, and I still like how the rest of my skin looks. And then taking my Sigma Under Eye Corrector. I've been really into these like little angled brushes recently. Again, this is from Sephora collection. So now what I like to do is spray my face with some kind of setting spray. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury one. And I like to do this step just because, like I said, I'm using a lot of cream products, and I find by just adding some spray on your face just really helps the cream products sink into your skin and blend out better. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I'm gonna use this ColourPop Pretty Fresh one, and I'm using the shade Fair 20N. I'm not doing much, just right here on like the darkest parts of my dark circles. And then using that same fluffy concealer brush to pat this in. I just talked about this concealer in my recent speed reviews video, and I gotta say, it's a really good drugstore concealer. This was my first time using a ColourPop complexion product, but I'm pretty impressed by this, and it is good for dry skin. And I just take whatever's left on my brush on my eyelids again. Now I'm going to go into the cream bronzer. I am using the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the new shade Bright Side. This is now my third shade of this that I own. I have the shade Bright Side for when I'm fair. I use the shade Power Boost when I'm tan, and when I'm super tan, I like to use Happy Soul. So I'm just going to draw this on. I just love how creamy this is. It's so easy to apply. It's like the best stick bronzer I've ever used. And then to blend this out, I'm using a Sephora number 56 brush. And then to help blend out some of these edges, I'm gonna go back to that concealer brush because it does have some excess product on it. And just blend around all these edges. I'm gonna add a little more right here. And then for a little bit of cream blush, I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty blush in Nearly Neutral, and I'm using that same number 56 brush. All right, now I have all these cream products on and my face is feeling very glowy right now, but I want to set this a little bit in place. So I'm going to take my Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Breezy. I'm using a Sigma F24. I'm just going to pat that all over my face. I have been back into just like loving and obsessing over this powder. This is the only powder I want to use on my entire face. I just love how it looks because it sets my makeup down, but it still has a little bit of a glow and a sheen to it. So it's not too mattifying and it still lets all the other makeup kind of peek through. I didn't set under my eyes yet, so I'm going to tap out any creases with my finger. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a Sigma F35, again with that same powder, and just press that under my eyes and on my eyelid. All right, now I want to add a little bit of a powder blush. So I'm gonna use this Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Shimmery Rose. I just got this shade and I am loving it. I'm gonna use a Sigma F12 to apply it. At first, I just had the shade Cool Coral of this, but Essence sent me a PR package with all the other shades, and I was so happy because I really love this formula. The baked formula is just so like shimmery and glowy, but not like glittery. It honestly kind of reminds me of like the Hourglass blush formula, how it has that just really soft sheen to it. I wore this blush yesterday and I didn't even need to wear like any highlighter on my face because it already has such a nice glow to it. I could seriously just like layer up this blush all day. Kind of feel like I want to add just one more shade of blush. Like I just want it to kind of pop a little bit more. I'm going to try the same product in the shade Pink Flesh. Here they are side by side. This is Shimmery Rose. This one's Pink Flesh. Pink Flesh just looks like slightly deeper, which I think is what I want. I'm just going to take a little bit. There we go. So pretty. And then I already know I'm not going to do any like real eyeshadow look today. I'm going to do something super simple. So I'm going to take that same Pink Flesh shade on a little Real Techniques brush. This is their setting brush, and I'm actually going to apply this kind of as eyeshadow. So I'm just going to really just dust this on the outer half of my like entire eye area. And I like using this brush for it because it's just going to cover a lot of surface area, and I really just want this to be like kind of effortless looking, so that's why I didn't use like any smaller eyeshadow brush. I also just posted a video recently where I showed how to do an easy eye look with just bronzer and highlighter. It's also another look I've been doing all the time, so I'll link that down below if you want to check it out. And then to finish things off, I'm going to take a powder bronzer. I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector in light medium, and I'm going to use that same brush that I used for my blush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I don't need much because if I use too much, it'll make my face look like a totally different color than the rest of my body. And then I will just take like a giant powder brush with some of that bronzer and just bring that down my neck just to kind of even things out. Then I'm also going to take that Real Techniques brush again with some of this bronzer and just again right on the outer half of my like entire eye area. I know this seems like a lot of steps, but I can easily do this whole look in about 15 minutes or so. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of an actual kind of setting, a little bit of a mattifying powder. I'm taking this one by Sigma in the shade Vanilla Bean. I'm going to use that same F35 brush, and I'm just going to set kind of the T-zone area of my face. So my chin, my upper lip. I also like to go right around my nose, kind of where I have these pores right here, and really set that down. And then center of the forehead. Then I'm just going to spray my face again with my Charlotte Tilbury spray. I'm gonna go finish up my eyes, do my eyebrows, a little bit of lips off camera, and then I'll show you the full look. All right, I'm back and here's what things are looking like. I popped on my mascara and I popped on 2 little lash clusters underneath each eyelash. On my lips, I'm wearing my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Iconic Nude with the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in Influentially It on top. And then I popped on a little bit of the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss in Rosy Outlook. Overall, my skin does look very glowy, but I think I want to add highlighter. I just want that like little pop on my cheekbones. I am going out tonight, so I want some highlighter. So I'm going to take my Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten. This is the lightest one on a Sigma E33. Now this is technically an eyeshadow brush, but I really like this for highlighting just to get it like pinpointed on your cheekbone. I realize I'm using a lot of Rare Beauty products today. All right, I feel much better with that highlighter on. Let me zoom in and give you a close-up of the skin. I'm actually gonna turn down this light too a little bit. So here's what the skin looks like. Again, super duper glowy. You can still see my texture. That's totally fine because skin does have texture on it. All right, and that is the final look for my no foundation makeup look. I've been doing this look all the time recently and my skin just still feels lightweight. Yes, I did layer some creams and powders together, but my skin still looks like skin. It doesn't look like it's too cakey or too much at all. As always, I will link all the products and the brushes I used today down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.